There is a problem that all artists have at some point in their career of being artists. We wake up in the morning and we think, I really should get some artwork done. But then the other side of your brain says, ugh, I just don't feel like it. We feel this way for a multitude of reasons. Maybe it's the end of the day and our willpower is completely depleted, or maybe we just haven't developed the habit yet. Regardless, it's not just procrastination or lack of energy. We just don't have the mental capacity to get started. In this video, I'm going to give you 4 practical tools you can use to turn I don't feel like it into I can't wait. So I can't wait to help you out in this video. Keep watching. So to be an artist means to create. To me, artist isn't a title, artist is an action. If you do gardening, you're a gardener. If you build businesses, you're an entrepreneur. If you create drawings, you're a draftsman. If we're not productive towards our ideal life or our understanding of who we are, it really contradicts our own understanding of ourselves. This is the dilemma. You identify as an artist, so you feel a need to create. Productivity towards your ideal self is what we're going for here. And the first thing that keeps us from being productive is distraction. Right now, in our lives today, we have more distractions in our lives than ever before. There's internet, there's news everywhere, TV included, social media, video games, everything constantly grabbing our attention away from our art. And that's not including the rest of life's necessities. To make it worse, most online content follows a format created by decades of research on how to keep the human brain interest longer. Our 1.7 million year old brain has no chance against the cutting edge hyper content that we see today. In the book Make Time: How to Focus on What Matters Every Day, John Zeratsky and Jake Knapp says, quote, "Look, we love technology, but there is a very serious problem here. Combine the 4+ hours the average person spends on their smartphones with the 4+ hours the average person spends watching television, and distraction is a full-time job." End quote. Did you get that? 4+ hours on your smartphone and then 4+ hours on TV? That's 8 hours of your life every single day. And you're not the only one. So don't beat yourself up about it. Distractions are universal to Distractions are universal to everyone, so have some compassion for yourself and consider some of these practical tips to help you. The first one is do not disturb. Almost all devices have some kind of do not disturb mode right now, and most can be set for a specific time frame in your day, which is awesome. So get familiar with how to set do not disturb on your phone, your laptop, tablet, and even your watch now. There's also one program that I love for this, and it's called Freedom. It works on every device and it can be set for any schedule. I have a link for that in the description below. Maybe you don't have a problem or issue with digital distractions. Maybe that's not a problem for you. Maybe you have a huge family and they are keeping you distracted. First, I would say you want to communicate clearly to each person that your art time means a lot to you and that you're going to need some peace and quiet time so you can get some painting in, or drawing, or sculpting, or whatever creative thing that you do. You can say something like, "Hey, I love you, I really want to spend time with you, but I really need an hour or so to get some drawing or painting done, and then after that, we can spend some time together." This feeds in really well with the next practical tool, and that is planning your art time. This is so important. Take some time and think about your day. When can you fit in some painting time? And what time during the day do you feel like creating most? What time do you have the least amount of distractions normally throughout your day? Asking these questions can help you plan when you schedule your art time. And when you find that time frame, schedule it. Put it on a calendar, write it on your wall, put it on a post-it note on your desk. Whatever you have to do to remind yourself that during this time every day, it's my art time. Also, you want to define where you want to create. Where are you most productive? Is it alone in your room like me? Or is it at a coffee shop with your headphones on playing your favorite music? Where are you most productive? So after you've established the when and the where, you can carve out some space in your day to actually start building the habit. I would recommend the morning or soon after you wake up because building a habit takes willpower. And as Roy Baumeister says in his book Willpower, your willpower is directly connected to your energy. When your energy is depleted, so is your willpower. It's one of the main reasons why we want to take a break on our diet late at night. No energy, no willpower. It's going to take willpower to start your art when you don't feel like it. So plan when your energy is highest, which is usually in the morning for you. Once you have that time, now you have to protect it. In the first tip, we set boundaries on our devices through Do Not Disturb. And then we communicated those boundaries to our family. So close the door, put on headphones, put a note on the door to remind people that you're busy. Communicate to them further if they break that boundary. Get it across to the people that you love that your art time is very important to you and ask them to respect that. Now, I will say emergencies are a different story though. If there's an emergency, you have to deal with it. But in the end, have a plan for your art time. But having a plan for your art time doesn't really matter if you're not consistently showing up and working during that time. Brings me to the next tip. Tip number 3 is all about consistency and longevity. So what does consistency mean for you? For me, in my art habit, consistency means every single day for at least 30 minutes a day. But for you, it could mean 3 days a week. So whatever schedule you decide on, make sure you stick to it for the long haul, not just for 2 months. It's that consistency over the long term that really builds the habit. So I would suggest establishing a minimum, especially in the beginning. Some small amount of work you could do every day, no matter what. For me, that's 30 minutes because I feel like no matter what the situation, I can get at least 30 minutes in. For more on that, see the video here for setting a minimum. On those really hard days when you want to be consistent, but you really don't feel like it, maybe you're sick or something, just focus on your minimum. Focus on what you can do, not what you think you should do. Also, you may feel like 30 minutes isn't enough to get anything done, but that's not the point here. The point is to keep the habit going. And the more times you show up and do the work when you don't feel like it, the more motivation you build. Also, I want you to set a maximum amount of time that you will work. I know this may seem counterintuitive to the go hard or go home macho society we live in, but we want to set ourselves up for success now and way in the future. I like how Greg McKeow puts it in his book, Effortless. Quote, I define done as the point just before the effort invested begins to be greater than the output achieved. To avoid diminishing returns on your time and effort, establish clear conditions for what done looks like. Get there, then stop, end quote. Now this will take some experimenting, but if you find that you can sustain 2 hours a day for weeks, but you get burned out after a few days if you go beyond that 2 hours, then make sure that you spend no more than 2 hours a day creating. And lastly, I want to talk about removing obstacles by having everything that you need ready. Imagine this. You've fought down the I don't feel like it demon. You've conquered the forest of distractions. You've showed up in the time you set aside, and all your hard-fought progress comes to a screeching halt because you have no idea where your paint box and canvas is. Don't defeat yourself before you even get started. Prepare the night before or after every painting session by putting your materials in the same place all the time. Make the transition into creativity so effortless that you could do it anytime during the day. Not only does this utilize the precious time you set more effectively, but you've also saved a lot of brain power that needs to be used creating your next masterpiece. There you go. 4 practical tips on how you can turn I don't feel like it into I can't wait. We got conquering distractions, planning your art time, focusing on consistency and longevity, and then having your materials ready at hand, all 4. So the perfect pairing to this video and to help you further conquer the I don't feel like it's, check out this video series here, all about motivation through minimums and finding your big why. I hope you like this video. I'm here to help you as much as I can. Like, subscribe, don't forget about the links in the description below, and have a great week.